Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I am hungover, man. I don't feel the best, but I am here trying my best to get these videos out because I made a video yesterday where I kind of talked about a Twitch streamer who had gotten himself into a whole bunch of trouble, right? He'd created this entire massive controversy because of something that he did on stream, and a bunch of people were getting mad about it. You know, Twitch streamers were calling this guy out, his fans were calling him out, pretty much everybody had turned against this guy. It wasn't like he was some massive streamer in the first place or anything like that, but it seems like a lot of people were pretty upset about this entire situation. He's been getting completely ratioed on Twitter over the last couple posts he's made. So yesterday I made a video talking about a Twitch streamer who basically, I don't want to say attacked, but more or less like lambasted a viewer in front of their entire audience. Now basically this streamer asked his viewer like, hey, how come you haven't been in the chat? Where you been? What's been going on? And the person who was like a viewer or whatever responded by saying the reason that they hadn't really been in many streams recently is because their mother passed away, and obviously they've been going through it. They've been trying to deal with that kind of problem, which obviously I don't think I need to explain, but that's a pretty major problem to have to deal with in your life. You know, that's a traumatic experience. It's something that people spend weeks, if not months, if not sometimes years grieving. Like it affects people differently, of course, but it's not something easy to get through, right? And so the person told him like, hey, that's what happened, and the streamer basically just like lost his fucking mind about it and got like really upset, and like I said, just basically spent like 2.5 minutes tearing into this member of his audience for, you know, answering his question honestly. And it created a massive controversy because people are saying, you know, this guy's a dick, he's an asshole, he didn't need to take it that far. And of course you might remember, if you watched the full video, that at the end of that video we covered his apology where he had made a tweet. You know, he tried to act like he was sorry and everything, like he saw what he did was wrong, and at that point in time, man, I thought that was the end of it. I thought we were done. This situation was completely over with at this point, but no, it is not. There is actually some more coverage that I want to give this situation because it's really funny. This guy, you know, he put out that apology. He tried to act like he was sorry and everything. Oh, I didn't mean to target a member of my community whose mom just died and harass them because they decided to tell me that. You know, he went to Twitter. It just basically put out some bullshit ass apology and everything, but well, we're about to take a look at a clip, right? And well, I think that it really more or less, if anything, shows you this guy's real opinion on the whole situation, right? Does he really think he was in the wrong? Is he really sorry for basically targeting this member of his community, for losing a family member, right? Let's go ahead and see about it. So this guy put out a tweet just a few days ago that said, hey, I made a video to reply to all the nice folks on Twitter. Check it out. It's short, only 8 minutes.
There's a few things that I'd like to make clear about the matter at hand. Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch. I also have a rather lengthy text command that appears frequently and explains this in my chat in words, maybe for anyone that doesn't have volume on or maybe is hearing impaired. Regulars know this information well. The people that come to my channel often, they know this. They see it all the time. So that's something that I want to make sure everyone understands.
Alright, and like I said in my video yesterday, it is completely fine to like have a rule or to have like something in place that says like, hey guys, look, I don't want you to trauma dump in my chat, you know, don't bring negativity or whatever into the chat, that's fine. But if you remember correctly, you essentially asked this member of your audience where they've been and what they've been doing, right? Hey, how you doing? That's pretty much what you said, right? They told you pretty frontly like, this is how I'm doing, and the answer wasn't positive, let's get that straight, but you kind of invited that one on yourself. Man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't want people to tell you, you know, what's going on or how they're feeling, don't ask them. It's that simple. It's not a question you have to ask. You don't have to ask people how they're doing or what they've been up to. You don't have to do that, but you chose to, and you got the, I guess, wrong reaction that you weren't looking for, and this has been the result of it so far. It's cool, once again, that, like, you have that rule, and it's quote-unquote well-known in your community or whatever, but apparently it wasn't well-known enough that what seems to be a pretty long time consistent and frequent viewer of yours, they didn't seem to know that rule. They didn't seem to know that that was something something they don't do in your chat. So either you're not communicating that enough that that's like an issue you don't want to deal with, or this person just doesn't care about your rules or something. There's like 6 different things it could be in all reality, but to just like automatically go off the rails on them like the way you did was just completely unnecessary regardless.
Secondly, the clip that this individual has provided was edited and chopped up to cut out a lot of the context and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. You've seen the edit, but what it doesn't show is that twice I didn't acknowledge her comments about the deceased family member on purpose. I read them to myself, but didn't react in depth in an attempt to simply avoid having the stream temporarily hijacked by this type of heavy, serious trauma commenting. It wasn't until the 3rd time that she brought it up in chat and expressed how horrible life has been that I reacted to it the way that I did. One very important detail that I think I should share is that this individual has been spoken to about this before. This is not the first time that she's violated the expectation that people not share heavy news in my channel. Previously, she shared in my chat very personal, detailed, potentially triggering comments regarding a toxic relationship that she was involved in. And this was approximately a year and some months ago. And at that time, I did in fact let her know that I don't appreciate or entertain that type of commenting in my channel. Her and I met in Discord. We spoke privately and discussed her relationship situation as friendly acquaintances. And she expressed to me that she understood why I don't like that sort of thing being entered into my chat. We had an understanding. The frustration you witnessed in that edited clip that she provided is a result of this expectation not being understood as I believed it was. The frustration from having her argue in chat that she was, quote, just answering my question, even though she's been spoken to about this type of thing before, and she knows full well, you know, she was a streamer for a time, that this type of thing is most certainly frowned upon.
Okay, and maybe this part's true, right? Like, the clip was obviously edited in some way. It was still literally 2.5 minutes of you just going on this, like, tirade, I guess, about the whole thing. Just because it's edited up doesn't necessarily still excuse the content we saw. I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't like a 3-second clip that was completely out of context, nothing to back it up. We knew a good amount of the context, we knew what you were upset about, and you had 2.5 minutes of footage to basically make your case. And in that time, you just continued to push the issue even further and make it an even bigger spectacle, which is what I don't get out of this whole thing, right? You basically say like, oh, I didn't want it to hijack my stream. I didn't want to make a spectacle out of it and everything and make it something that took over my stream. But then you literally did just that for 2.5+ minutes that we know of because somebody said something 3 times in your chat. And he goes on to say, oh, I've told this person before. We've had detailed conversations about this. I'm gonna assume that they probably thought that that rule wasn't really in place considering you asked them how they've been and what they've been up to. You know what I mean? You initiated the conversation about the whole thing and they simply responded. I'm assuming that's because they kind of like figured that you were gonna give them a pass on this one. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've streamed before. I've had people say things like this in chat before, or even worse things sometimes, right, about their lives. And, you know, I've had people threaten to commit suicide in my chat, all kinds of stuff. But the appropriate reaction is to never single that person out, give them a whole bunch of attention in an extremely negative way, basically humiliate them on top of whatever major, like, critical problem they're going through in their life, and then trying to justify it by saying, oh, well, I've told them not to do that before. Yeah, maybe you have, maybe it is a rule in your community, but if it's that big of a deal, just say, like, look, if this is gonna happen again, you're gonna get timed out, or something like that. Like, there's like 90 different ways you could have handled this situation that don't go as far as, like, singling this person out and, like, humiliating them in front of everybody after their mom just died because they said something in a Twitch chat you did not like. At the end of the day, there was so many different things that could have been done, so many different ways this situation could have been handled, and they weren't handled that way. They weren't taken down the correct avenue. You didn't try to remedy this situation yourself, and if anything, like, dude, get some moderators in your chat or something, dude. I don't know if this guy has like a mod team or has anyone who volunteers to moderate his chat, but at this point, dude, like, if it's gonna be a big scene out of you and you're gonna make an ass out of yourself every time that something like this happens, just get a team of people who really like your streams that you can really trust and have them moderate things for you and have them deal with this kind of stuff for you so you can focus on making your content and creating live streams that people enjoy. You know, that's what most Twitch streamers do. Like, you see all the big Twitch streamers, of course, they can like afford to pay a whole team or whatever, right? But that's what they do, you know, that you don't see them sitting around addressing the comments like this in their chat. They just have their moderators deal with it. And if it's against the rules or they don't like it or whatever, there's tools to take that kind of stuff down. You know what I mean? There's ways around this that don't just involve fucking with somebody over the stream.
Oh, yes. Thirdly, my third point. Yes, I'm still counting the points. Firstly, secondly, thirdly. And this is where a lot of you are going to fucking hate me more than you already do. It's not my job to take on people's grief or drama while I'm live. Big or small, seemingly harmless or not. It's just not my job. It is my job, however, unfortunately, to have to repeatedly explain to specific individuals that they violated the channel rules and chat expectations to not share heavy, energy-changing news or drama in the chat. Now, I understand that I was somewhat harsh and crass and insensitive to this woman. I'm sorry for that. I have apologized. I'm still sorry for it. I'm sorry for hurting her feelings and for being, cunty about it. But I'm not sorry for reminding her and others in the community to leave your baggage at the door when you enter someone's chat. I should have just skipped over her comments and moved on, but I didn't. And people make mistakes, and that happens to be one of the mistakes that I've made.
All right, man, look, like, this is the problem here, right? You go on to describe, like, oh, leave your baggage at the door. Like, bro, that's not baggage that can just be left at the door. You think people are going to turn on a Twitch stream and be like, well, mom died, but I got to leave that one at the door and not think about that or talk about that one while I'm watching this Twitch stream? Like, that's just not how that works, man. Like, please get some, like, emotional intelligence. Get like, a fucking soul, bro. Like, it's just not something that people are just going to leave at the fucking door. This person's mother figure just died. The person who brought them onto the planet just passed away. It just doesn't go away like that, man. I'm sorry to tell you that. It just, I don't know what you think the world's like. I don't know how you handle shit, but that's just not how it works, man. Like, maybe you're a cold, depraved fucking person who has no emotions whatsoever, and you can just bottle shit up and throw it away like it never existed or whatever, but that's not how most people work. That's a problem, dude. You're the one in the wrong in this situation. It's that simple. Like, you can sit here and try and spin it all you want to make it this woman's fault that she told you her mom died. Most of the fault just lies with you for the way you handled the situation. And then you go on to basically try to make excuses for it by saying, oh, people know, I'm a very upfront person. I just kind of say what's on my mind. I'm just kind of that guy, bro. It kind of reminds me of like a thing a lot of people say that really just gets under my skin when people will say shit like, oh, I know I'm an asshole, but it's okay. That's just who I am. It's like, no, dude, you're a person that people fucking dislike. You're completely unapproachable. People have issues with you. People don't establish genuine connections with you. And if they do, you just fucking attack them in your chat. And yeah, you see no problem with that. You know what I mean? You can see no problem with that. That's fine. But that doesn't mean everyone else has to not see it as a problem because you don't think it's a problem that you're an asshole. Using the excuse, oh, I'm just a really upfront person to describe, like to basically try and explain away being a fucking asshole to people is just ridiculous. And he also says like, oh, well, it's not my job to handle this kind of stuff from people. Bro, look. I don't want to be that guy, right? Because I know a lot of people say like YouTube and streaming isn't a real job, which it is, right? I pay taxes, probably more taxes than the average fucking person. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a job though, right? But in your case here, you're sitting in a fucking bedroom of your apartment or whatever, in front of $5,000 worth of gear from your setup that you've been able to buy to pursue a recreational hobby turned career from the comfort of your own home where you get to play fucking video games for people on the internet. If the worst thing, the worst thing you have to deal with in your life is every once in a while, someone coming in the comment section and saying, oh, dude, I'm having a bad day. My mom just died. If that's the worst thing you have to fucking deal with, you have the most privileged, easy life on planet Earth, dude. Like, this guy's making it out like it just fucking destroyed his life that someone would say something like that to him. Like, it's really just the end of the fucking world that someone would dare tell him that their mother passed away when he asked them how they're doing, right?
I think it's important to mention, for those of you that don't know me at all, which is damn near all of you, that I'm very upfront with people. I understand that my personality, my demeanor, my choice of words isn't for everyone. I am a very strong flavor that a lot of people don't like, and I'm okay with that. I don't pander. I don't pussyfoot around something that bothers me or needs to be said. I don't mind informing someone that their chat etiquette fucking sucks, no matter the situation, clearly. And for those of you on Twitter that want to crucify me, you know, you want to chop me up and roast me, have at it. Type until your fingers are sore. As it is my right to decide what's okay in my chat and my channel, it is your right for you to decide how you'd like to roast me on Twitter.
I'm gonna just be real, man. Like, if this is your reaction to shit like this in your chat and it's able to, like, be blown up into a situation like this that basically just creates a controversy out of your name, I really just don't think Twitch streaming is for you, bro. It's probably just not the career path for you, dude. The truth is, when you do these online jobs like this, you know, being an influencer or a streamer or a YouTuber, whatever it may be, right? There's just certain, like, shit that you kind of have to deal with, right? There's certain issues that arise, like with any job, right? Every job has its negative aspects and problems and things like that, but if you allow those little things to get in the way of all the other things like you did in this situation, at the end of the day, bro, you're just not going to be successful. That's what it really just comes down to. Okay, and you know, that's fair. You get to make the rules for your own channel. You get to decide what's okay in your chat. No one's really saying that you're not allowed to do that. I've never seen a comment about this entire situation where someone's like, oh, this guy shouldn't be making any fucking rules for his chat like this. It's crazy that someone would never allow this. The vast majority of people I've seen talking about this understand that, like, yeah, maybe that's not what a streamer wants to see. Maybe you don't want to see some shitty shit like that, right? Where someone's mom dies. But at the end of the day, it wasn't as big of a deal as you made it out to be. And that's what it really comes down to here, man. You blew this whole fucking thing up and made a huge controversy out of it. You made it a big deal in the first place. And then now you're like stunned that it's a big deal or something. I don't get it, dude. And then you say like, oh, I'm a flavor some people don't like. Yeah, dude, clearly, okay? Like, we fucking get it, bro. You know, you're an unlikable person. You're an asshole. You like to just be a douchebag. We get it, dude. That's fine. You can make whatever excuse you want to for it. That's fine. But then don't be surprised that everybody online thinks that you're a fucking asshole and thinks that you're kind of a scumbag for the way that you responded. It's that simple. What it seems like this guy wants is, like, he wants to just kind of be able to be a dick whenever he wants, right? He wants to be able to say whatever he wants to people, you know, just basically attack people for their mom dying and them telling him about it in his Twitch chat. But then when the blowback comes, right, when people start responding to him and calling him a douchebag for it, right, he wants to sit here and act like, oh, you know, he's so remorseful for being mean to this girl, but then at the same time simultaneously defends every aspect of what he did. It's just incredible. He talks about, oh, bro, I don't pander. Meanwhile, he literally put out a fake apology on Twitter and was literally just pandering to people criticizing him. He didn't mean a single word of that apology at all. And it's clear from this video, and it's clear from another clip that we're going to take a look at from the same stream, that this guy used as basically a response, a rebuttal, if you will, to people calling him out. We'll get into that here in a second, but it's just funny. Like, this guy wants to talk about, oh, bro, I'm just a flavor people don't like, and then when people don't like the flavor, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, by the way, he then just, oh, man, Twitter's crucifying me. They're really getting me now, bro. It's like, well, what did you really expect, dude? What'd you think was going to happen? All right, so there's really not much else to his video here that I want to respond to. I think it's pretty much just fucking done. I've made pretty much every point out of it clear that I can. But like I said, I want to show you guys a 42-second long clip from the day his apology dropped on Twitter and everything, right? Now, remember, he was really remorseful for how he treated this girl, right? He realized he took it a step way too far. He even put out his apology on Twitter. He mentions it in this apology video for Twitter. But let's go ahead and take a look at this clip and see what he really thinks.
I know you know about what's happening lately, you know, on Twitter and stuff, and I just want to thank you for bringing some people to the channel And hopefully, like, if you could, and this is part of the prayer, just make them not be a bunch of whining pussies. Like, if at all possible. I know you can't control the internet and people have free will, so they're gonna do what they want, but like, if there's something you could do to make sure that, like, just a bunch of whining, sniveling, obnoxious, annoying little bitches don't come to the channel, that would be really fucking cool. But if they do, that's okay. That's fine. I can handle it. I'm just, you know, asking the big guy for some help.
Oh, that's weird. This is a sudden change of energy, man. This is like wildly different than how you were acting on Twitter when you were apologizing to everybody, saying you were sorry for how you acted and everything, and, you know, basically apologizing to the girl and everything because you were annoyed and how you shouldn't have been such a douche, right? That's really weird, man, because that energy that you had on Twitter is completely different than the energy you have in this clip, bro. What's that about? Could it be that you were just pandering to the audience and you were just lying about your apology so you could get people off your back and so you could try and save face a little bit? Is that a possibility? Is it a possibility that in this clip, you know, when you were finally getting a little bit of a reaction, everybody was being a sensitive pussy and you didn't want sensitive pussies and whatnot in your chat and following your channel, and you were just praying to the big man upstairs that you didn't have to deal with these crybabies? But then those same crybabies you're calling out in this clip are the people you were pandering your false apologies to, trying to scrape together whatever is left of your career. Pretty incredible, man. Just the energy shift here is wild. I don't know if you knew that this clip still existed or if it was really going to become popular and kind of get out there or anything, but they kind of got your ass, bro. You got caught in like 8 million K this time, dude. So to wrap this video up, this guy is not sorry for anything he did. His apologies were completely bullshit. His response to the situation was completely bullshit. And essentially, everything he has said and done now is to increase the amount of profit that he gains from this situation. He doesn't care about how this makes him look. He doesn't care about whether or not people are going to want to tune into his content anymore after this whole situation. He just cares about the immediate pop and attention around his name that he's gotten because everybody's criticizing him. But here's what you forgot about, dude. Here's the problem. In a couple days, everybody's going to completely forget about you, my man. You're already a very small Twitch streamer. Let's keep it a $1.50 here, man. Like, I'm looking at your profile right here, bro. Like, it's not like you're some fucking big shot on Twitch. You know, you're not fucking doing crazy numbers. You don't even have 10K followers yet, which, I mean, having thousands of followers is pretty good, right? Like, it's pretty decent. But at the end of the day, man, you ain't no fucking Pokimane. You ain't no Kaisenat. You ain't no fucking XQC. So let's go ahead and settle down a little bit and let's get the ego in check. Talking about all these new people coming to my stream. Yeah, they're coming to your stream for the one time so they can see just how much of a dick you are. And when 95% of them aren't entertained by your stream, they're simply gonna leave the stream and never come back. So whatever little pop that you've had on Twitch over the last few days, that shit is going to be short-lived, my boy. And when it is finally over with, I think you're going to be left scratching your head a little bit. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the guy on Twitch who was being a dick, and signing out.